Iowa's Jan Jensen reveals what made Caitlin Clark a superstar in college, and it wasn't her game. Caitlin Clark's rise to the top started way before she entered the WNBA, and it had to do with more than just her talent. Caitlin Clark has shown off her impressive abilities since she was in high school, where she spent time playing basketball and soccer. The future WNBA star was meant for greatness, but it took some time for people to realize it. Once she made it to college, Clark's popularity reached a new high. She recalled that mostly friends and family members attended her first game. Once people started to learn about her, Iowa Hawkeyes fans packed Carver-Hawkeye Arena whenever Clark played. Back in 2023, following a 41-point outburst from Clark, former coach Jan Jensen explained what made Clark a star, clarifying that it was something beyond her game. For her, former coach Lisa Bluder helped Clark take her popularity to another level. Caitlin Clark's connection with the coaching staff made all the difference. Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark because I think she felt the connection with Lisa, our staff, and me, all of it, Jensen said per Sportskeeda. Henry said, but she needed a right head coach to let her be who she was, and she studied it. We've always scored points. We've led the nation in scoring a whole bunch of times, and I think Caitlin watched that, but I'm not certain that Caitlin would be Caitlin without Lisa Bluder. Even tonight, she took 3, but she also hit 6, that if you're always putting your thumb on it, you don't get that. And I think Lisa has always understood that. Lisa has been really firm when she needed to be in her office and in practice. After entering the WNBA as the No. 1 pick in the 2024 draft, Caitlin Clark remained close to her old team. She even paid a special visit to it during the offseason. The team honored her, Kate Martin, and Gabby Marshall, among others, as part of the teams that made it to back-to-back national championship games. In February, Clark's number was retired, adding another major achievement in her still young basketball career. When you think of Caitlin Clark, the first images that come to mind are almost cinematic. Her pulling up from the logo with 2 defenders closing in, her no-look passes slicing through double teams, the steely glare after hitting a dagger 3 in front of a hostile crowd. On paper, she was born to be a superstar, an offensive powerhouse who rewrote the record books and pulled Iowa into national relevance. But according to Jan Jensen, Iowa's longtime associate head coach and Clark's closest mentor on the staff, the thing that truly separated Caitlin from the rest wasn't her game. Everybody talks about her shot, her vision, her fire, and they should, Jensen told a crowd at a recent speaking engagement in Des Moines. But what made Caitlin Clark a superstar in college was her soul, her presence, the way she made you feel just by walking into a room. Not just a player, a force. Jensen first met Caitlin when she was still in high school, and even then, there was an aura about her. Before she ever suited up for us, I remember watching her walk into our locker room on a visit, and it was like the air shifted, Jensen recalled. She didn't say much, just smiled, shook hands, but you felt her. You wanted to sit closer, lean in, hear what she was going to say. That magnetic presence, subtle but undeniable, only intensified when Clark arrived in Iowa City. It wasn't arrogance. It was a confidence rooted in something deeper, conviction. She believed in herself before anyone else fully could. Her game caught fire, sure, Jensen said, but what set her apart was her ability to elevate everyone else just by being around them. Her charisma, her humor, her heart. Locker room gravity. Clark wasn't the loudest in the room, Jensen emphasized. In fact, early on, she struggled with when to speak and when to lead. But as the seasons progressed, it became clear. Her leadership was born not out of dominance, but connection. She knew everyone's name, trainers, managers, managers' assistants, and she remembered details, birthdays, finals schedules, favorite coffee orders. She made teammates laugh after losses, left encouraging notes on lockers, and once stayed 2 extra hours at an open gym just to rebound for a freshman going through a slump. People think the crowd followed her because of her shooting, Jensen said, but it was because of the way she carried herself. Fearless, but gracious. And when she lit up a court, you could feel her joy, not just in the points she scored, but in the moments she created. The unseen work beyond the games. Clark made a point to be present, not for the cameras, but for the community. She visited elementary schools, replied to fan mail, cried with patients at children's hospitals, and sat in living rooms with families grieving losses. When she signed autographs, she didn't rush. When she met fans, she listened. She had a million demands on her time, Jensen said, but she made people feel like they were the only one that mattered. That's rare. That's not learned. That's her. That human side, her ability to be a mirror of hope for so many, helped her transcend sport, stardom without ego. What shocked Jensen the most was how Caitlin handled the sudden avalanche of fame. By her junior year, she was on magazine covers, NIL offers poured in. Celebrities were tweeting her highlights. The entire state of Iowa, and increasingly the nation, watched her every move. But Clark never acted like a celebrity. She still carried her own bags, still texted her teammates good luck before tests, still laughed when I told the same corny stories during film, Jensen said. She never let herself become bigger than the team. In fact, one of Jensen's favorite memories wasn't a buzzer beater or a 40-point game. It was Clark cleaning up the locker room after a late practice while singing off-key to a Taylor Swift song. No cameras, no audience, just a kid who loved the game, her team, and her life. The secret ingredient. So what did make Caitlin Clark a superstar? According to Jan Jensen, it was the space between the highlights. It was the look she gave a teammate after a big play. It was how she was with her people. It was the sense of fun. She had fun at home. She had fun working out. She had fun at home. She had fun at work. She had fun at home. She had fun at work. She had fun at home. She had fun at work. She had fun at home. She had fun at work. She had fun at home. She had fun at work. She had fun at home. She had fun at work. She had fun at home. She had fun at work. She had fun at home. The extra pass instead of the heat check. The way she made even the walk-ons feel like stars, Jensen said. Her game lit up the scoreboard, but her heart lit up the people around her. Clark's numbers were historic. Her shot selection, legendary. But her legacy? That was built on how she made people feel, seen, inspired, included, and believed in.